Peace and love, peace and love. Sister Nzinga here, flowing and growing. Sister Nzinga. So, hope all is well with everybody today, as best as you can be, because woo, 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 the world is sick, man. The world is sick. But thank you always to my subscribers. Put the new notifications, those who give a thumbs up. Thank you to keeping this channel going on. But let me just get right down to it, y'all, because I'm mad as hell. I'm pissed off, at the top of pistivity. I'm just gonna talk about some real shit. You know, our topic here is to emancipate yourself from mental slavery. I don't know what's it going to take for some of us to really realize the reality of what we're in. Because what I'm pissed about is that here in 2025, we are finding black men hung by trees. That shit is totally unacceptable to me. And that's just not one of those things that you could just say, oh wow. No, y'all, we cannot say, oh wow. This is 2025. This is what they did back in the 1950s or, whatever time it was. Whenever time it was still wrong as hell. And they got away with it. But nowadays, they doing that. And we don't see something wrong with this. We don't see nothing wrong with this system. We still trusting them and thinking that, that this government is still somebody who we can trust and rely on. Because they're not doing anything about it. They of course, it always comes down to the fact that, it was a suicide. That, the person was trying to commit suicide. When the family started telling them, no, it's not. That wasn't the condition of my son or my father or whoever it was. Can't you see that just simple stuff, that in our schools, there is no justice. There's no equality. In our schools, that you've been to our schools before. You went there. We were short on the computers. We were short on books sometimes, stuff like that. Can't you see that? Can't you see that they are feeding you food that they're telling you that something's wrong with it, but we still eat it. They still are feeding you food that they know and are telling you that something's wrong with it, and you're okay, and people are still eating it because they just think, oh, it can't be that bad. I mean, I don't know what it can be. It can't be that bad. And then the worst example is, one of the worst examples is that cigarettes. They know and will tell you on the packet that this causes cancer and that it's addictive. But I guess the problem is that there's so many people addicted on it now that just as long as people keep buying it, they're going to keep selling it. This is the kind of stuff that you have to think about for you personally. Okay, if I do smoke, I'm gonna stop smoking cigarettes. Certain foods you're gonna stop eating. There's food that's in America that's being used in America, but in other countries, and even actually other countries, and even some of the states in the so-called United States, they don't allow it. It's banned. But in the other ones where it's not banned in the U.S., they will continue to sell you food that has these kind of things in it. The red dye, the blue 24, red 40, and I don't know what all these things are, but like really, y'all? And if you don't know by now that, that the vaccine thing was all, it was a joke that they're telling you at the end, it really didn't cure nothing, and then people was dying from it, and they was making money. The hospitals was making money on by putting it down, saying you died from this instead of COVID, instead of, whatever your real problem was in your life. I mean, all these things are going on. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take. And I mean, and actually for me, this thing with these young boys being hung, I don't know if they're young, but they're black men. Some of y'all, some are young and some are old, are being hung. Y'all, I really don't have much else to say. I'm just like muffed up, if you know what I really want to say about this here. And then, here it just, you see stuff that, this cop, pulls his gun on this man in a courthouse because he's in the judge's quarters. And the white officer followed him inside there because he had just come. The brother said he'd just come from the gym, so he just had on his like little gym clothes, or whatever, and he was carrying a luggage, like a bag, not a luggage bag, yeah, a luggage bag is what you call it. So he had his suit and all his whatever, his robe or something in that bag, and he walked into the judge's quarters, and this white man follows him and pulls a gun on him and tells him, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Get from out of that judge's chair." And sitting there touching the gavel. Who are you? And the guy told me, "You don't know me." He just like, "You don't know me. You don't recognize my face." And he says, "No, get out of here. What are you doing? What you breaking in here or something, something, something?" And it had to come, that a white woman coming there to tell the man, "No, that's the judge." The judge. But this white boy gonna sit there. I mean, the stuff that goes on that we are not doing anything about and not fighting for, and thinking that this shit's okay. We have got to distract ourselves, detach ourselves from this mental slavery and the games that they're playing and the things that they're doing to us. So you got to be feeling some kind of way, and your conversation needs to be something on a positive note, something about us moving forward, and something about not supporting these certain things and not going certain places. There's okay. Let me just say this. There's a thing called the blackout right now that's going on right now. Let me just mention that. I'm not sure who's organizing it, but it has to do with not spending money, not going to getting gas, because they're telling people they was telling people ahead of time, go get your groceries, go do your gas, get you something, because they're saying they're I think it's from the 16th to the 20th. So if you hear this, from the 16th to the 20th, try as much as you can to not contribute anything to the system. Don't buy this, don't buy that. Don't participate in activities that's going on. Cut your cable TV off. I mean, all that kind of stuff. Anything you can do which is not giving money to the system. Do please, between today, the 16th, and the 20th. And I think I'm going to make it short and sweet right here, just because I'm not going to go too further, because, y'all, we got to do something. And it's up to each person to do something. Stop lying to your children about these holidays, because Halloween's about to come up. And then there's going to be Thanksgiving. There's going to be Christmas. Stop lying to your children about this. Be the one that's brave enough to make the change, to break that cycle. And start telling your children the truth about these holidays, and stop participating in that, because all these things that they come up with is things that make money. And they're making money off of us, because we fall and thinking, oh, it's Halloween, so we got to buy Halloween shit. And the good thing about Thanksgiving is this: it's a good time for the family to get together. But don't call it Thanksgiving, because that's a stand for. That's when they did something bad to the indigenous people that are here, which is really we're finding out, which is really us. That the Indians that was here was really just us. They call them Indians. I don't know if you know, you know, y'all. So participate in that. Cut off all your shit. Don't do no banking. Don't do no nothing. Just kind of like be absent from the system. If you can, don't go to fuck the work. So I know that's not something easy people do. People leave their livelihood, but I'm just throwing that in there. So y'all think it ain't illegal yet. All right. God loves you, so do I. Peace and love.